Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and in this video I'm going to go over the kit reveal for Enigmatic Princess of Zahard, and then we're also going to talk about the update maintenance, the events that are going to add, stuff like that. Before we start, I wanted to quickly give you a TLDR about whether you should be summoning on Icarus and Augusgus or not. The reason why I'm giving you this sort of brief overview is because I'm going to release their character reviews tomorrow. So that's the very last day of the update, and I think it's better if I just give you my opinion right now, even though you should already know that from the first impression video and from the tier list video, but still it's better to, again, provide some additional information. So for Icarus, I would say straight up no, don't pull for her. Wait for more SSR units to be released, and then maybe you can pull on multiple of them. I wouldn't really bother and just go on her own direct banner. It's really not worth it. She's not that good. It's better to save them for maybe the Data Tower SSR units rerun, so Ice Spear, Kunagero, and Spear Baranak, when they're going to get them, because, I mean, it's crazy they still haven't, but okay. Or XSR plus units of really good units. Maybe this Urek is going to be decent. I think I will spend some more words once we go over the update maintenance part. But yeah, just save for those scenarios. I don't think it makes sense to definitely not pull for Icarus, but also other units you can wait a bit, I think. For Augustus is a bit more difficult because he's an insane unit. The thing is, SSR Plus units, except for collabs, are always going to be there, so you can always pull for them. They will be featured in future non-stop, maybe not the one we have here for the second anniversary, but for sure the one after. Augustus is going to be featured. He might appear in some of these like secret recruitment banners that they just added in the recent updates. Maybe, again, also in this case, it will take a few updates before we actually see him, if we will ever see him, I have no idea. But yeah, there are a lot of ways to obtain SSR Plus units. You can also obtain them from PT, from the normal banner, whatever way, also the random SSR Plus shards. So you will get them. It's not like it's a family head unit that is a lot more time limited and a lot more expensive. But family head units are also a lot more future proof. They are designed to be like that. So I think going for Augustus could be good in the short term, but it will definitely hurt you in the long run. You definitely want to go for the family heads. The issue with Augustus is that he's kind of a bait unit, considering when it was released, so very close to a Gustang rerun and to the new, let's say, units that are going to be released for anniversary, including the new family head. So definitely is a bad time for him, and I would not really recommend going for him unless you already have Gustang Rainbow 5, you already have Chomray, let's say 1 red or above, and you have more than 1,400 black market tickets saved up, including suspending. If you already have all of that, then sure, I think at least 400 summons you can do them so that you get the 2 free copies, and maybe you see how many, like up to which kind of dupe level you get Augustus, and then you decide if you want to finish him off or postpone it. That could be a thing, but you really need to have a lot of resources and already have a maxed out Gustan from my point of view. If you don't have those things, I would honestly skip him. That's just my point of view. And yeah, I think now we can go ahead and have a look at the kit reveal for Princess of Zahard. Let's go here. We already know she's going to be a green warrior, no news here. And before we read the kit, obviously we're going to have a quick look at the video. So let's start it. Here we have it. Obviously the design is great. No doubts. I mean, they always do the waifus pretty well. Green warrior fisherman. We have a dash skill with sort of a CC. We have an AoE attack here that also leaves some feathers or something, I don't know. And here a multi-hit special move. And this is the animation. Lots of eyes, pretty cool, I think. And that's it. So animation-wise, pretty simple, and except for one of the active skills, she seems to be pretty single target. They already said she was going to be the new bossing unit for the Alliance Expedition boss, so no surprises there that she is mostly single target. but I think there is enough AoE to work around it, but we'll see. Let's first read the passive. So we have this one, Empty One. Every time Princess of Zahard uses a skill to possess, I think they just mean a possession skill, which means every one of them, because they're all called possession. So yeah, this is probably just a wrong translation or something. Okay. She gains possession remnant, max number of stacks, and these cannot be removed by buff removal skills. This is extremely important because otherwise it'd be pretty weak, I think. And depending on the stack of remnants, active skill max cooldown decreases by a duration, and attack increases by percentage. So this is really good. We'll see how high this cooldown reduction is and how actually valuable the active skills are, because this could also be a downside, but if they're adding it in the kit, I'm pretty sure it won't be. So definitely the active skills are going to be designed to, again, provide value to her. We'll see. Then we have an additional part, a max stacks. Her attacks ignore a percentage of the target defense, and for each buff she has, all skill attack coefficient increase by a percentage. This is definitely good, up to a maximum, obviously. But yeah, we'll see how high this value is. Hopefully it is pretty high, and hopefully we're going to get some multi-hit skills in our kit. But yeah, overall, pretty decent. This is probably going to be, I believe, around the 30% or something like that. But so far, looks promising for both bossing and adventure as well, I would say. And we have the first active skill without the icon for some reason. Princess of Zahard creates a Crimson River area that lasts for a duration, dealing a percentage of attack as damage every second to enemies within the area. Simultaneously, she gathers power in the needle and releases a sword blast, dealing a percentage of attack as damage to all enemies in its path. When possession ends, the Blood Fairy's blessing remains, increasing physical pierce by percentage for a duration, max number of stacks. These can be removed, no big deal, but it's pretty decent. We have to remember this unit is a warrior, so she's not getting crit rate in the Revolution subnodes, and having pierce or physical resistance reduction that she also has, I think, in the special move is really beneficial, because that means you can just avoid using a slot 5 physical pierce, and you can go for crit rate increase to, again, deal with the fact that you don't have crit rate increase. So pretty solid. I think it's nice, and we'll see. Then we have the second active skill. She's going to charge toward the enemy and stab them with a needle, dealing a percentage of her attack as damage and immobilizing them for a duration. After that, lake waves crash onto the target, dealing a percentage of her attack as damage a number of times. Again, number of times is something we really want to see, because the passive is going to increase the skill attack coefficient, and this is really, really good. And then when possession ends, the blessing remains, increasing swiftness by a number for duration. Fine. Also in this case, cannot be removed, but definitely swiftness increase is a really nice buff to have. Then we have the special move. She's going to become invincible and jump towards the enemy, stabbing them with needle, dealing a percentage of attack as damage, launching them airborne. This is pretty good also on some underground lab bosses. Well, not some, but basically data machine. Having it directly on the DPS unit is going to be really beneficial, because that will free up a slot for more offensive buffs. So I think she's also going to be pretty decent outside of Alliance Expedition bosses. And reduces their physical resistance by percentage for a duration. These can be cleansed by the enemy if they have debuff removals, but it's still decent, and again, further incentivizes the use of a crit rate increase in slot 5. And after that, massive frost crystals continuously jabbing the target, dealing a percentage of attack as damage a number of times. Again, pretty decent for the skill coefficient increase. When possession ends, the blessing remains, increasing damage dealt to blue element by a percentage for a duration. These, again, can be removed. It is fairly annoying that it says damage dealt to blue element units. It would have been better if it was just decrease or ignore a part of the enemy, like green element resistance, something like that, so that it would apply to everyone. But straight up more damage to blue. This is only for a nice expedition, and hopefully to kill Urek in like an adventure. That's pretty much it. Overall, we can say that the base kit is really good. If survivability is decent, which will be in theory because she has guaranteed evasion, probably it will be either in the exclusive equipment or better in Revolution, so that we don't have to face that at least in standard adventure. Then for hard mode, well, it's going to be a pain, but whatever. So she's going to have a window where she will dodge 100% of the attacks. Hopefully, that's going to be added to the special move so that she can have it up basically all the time. If we are unlucky, that's going to be added to something else. But also, if it's on something else, unless it's a very short duration, it shouldn't be a problem to keep them up all the time because we have this active skill cooldown decrease. So I guess we'll see. There is a really good chance that her survivability is going to be solid and decent. Damage wise, I have pretty good expectations because this whole kit seems to be working fine. I have a defense ignore, not as good as a 100% defense decrease like Augustus has, but it's definitely something good. So there is lots of stuff here, and I think she has a lot of potential as a DPS. We also have to remember that this banner is going to be a lot cheaper than the other ones because there is a 2 to 5 exchange ratio with Black Market. There is still a 100 PT with a 1% rate. So this is going to be around 400 black market tickets to max out this unit, which could be worth thinking about. But again, we'll have to wait and see how she actually performs and what she gets for exclusive equipment and for Revolution. If she gets an HP recovery block or something else like that, or maybe energy decrease, this could be really, really massive. But yeah, overall, really, really good start, I think, for this unit. There is a lot of good stuff here, so we can stay positive. And yeah, I think we can now have a quick look at the update maintenance to see if there is anything else worth talking about. We have the usual downtime. Actually, I think it's a bit longer, but it doesn't really matter, I would say. Usual 1000 suspendium. Cool. Then we have, okay, again, the information about the SSR plus Princess of Zahard and XSR plus irregular Urek. Now, talking about Urek, as I mentioned in the Death Note video, I think this one is likely to be bad, but there is a chance that it's actually going to be pretty solid. If his invincibility from Revolution 5 that they're going to give him can guarantee an uptime on basically 100%, then it's going to be an insane unit. Really, I can already say if that can stay up like reliably and you can proc the invincibility while he is in the invincibility, because the way it works, the celerity active skill, is that for 20 seconds, whenever he's attacked, he's going to teleport to the enemy and paralyze them, blah, 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 whatever. But now with Revolution 5, he's going to add a 1 second invincibility to it. So if when he has this 1 second invincibility, the hits still register and count, so he can proc it over and over again, overlapping it, then you can not have a 100% uptime, but close to it, because we have to remember enemies are going to be paralyzed for 1 second. So it's an AoE attack. They are likely going to probably not hit you in that time, so you might lose your invincibility, but still, it could be good enough. And then you're also going to have an AoE energy decrease. That's going to be really, really good. So there is a lot of potential for Urek, but yeah, I don't really know how likely that is. I think it's just going to be pretty bad. That's more likely. But okay, enough about Urek. We can quickly have a look at what they have in store for us to see if there is anything else to mention. We have, okay, the New Alliance Expedition with the new boss, fine. The expansion of Adventure as usual. Expansion of Trial of Chaos and Origin, good, nice. Then we have the Memorial Pocket update, fine, usual stuff. Spin-off with the Labyrinth of Memories, the missions and Exchange Shop, okay. We have the festival as well, so that's not going anywhere. The Memorial Pocket event, okay, I said it's not going anywhere because they mentioned a lot the what was that Emily chat system, and usually when there is a festival, there is no Emily chat and vice versa. Hopefully they they implement them in parallel because the festival has a lot better stuff. Even though now we have the exchange shop of the labyrinth, so I don't think. Oh, sorry, it's not the festival. It's the usual kind of campaign, so not festival. But okay. So in this case, we have the Labyrinth of Memories, fine, nothing major. We have the Pocket Crystal Acquisition Race, okay, usual stuff. Data Tower, okay. Trial, Tap Plus, Princess of the Heart boost mission as usual. We have a very early return of the Melting Forge, nice. The Wish card, okay. We have the Lucky Draw, okay. Lucky Wheel, nice, nice. This is pretty dope. Also the Lucky Draw, I mean, it's always free stuff. There's a lot of stuff overlapping, so decent. I mean, I like that. We have the Agency Service Center bonus time, I think they meant, or like double rewards. Loot bonus time. We have Cheonwa and Mew Love as the weekend bosses for the next 2 weeks. Nice. And the ranking race associated to it, and the last expedition with the new Frost Steel Heel. So the one designed for Princess of the Heart. We're also going to have the rerun of Gustang is going to last a bit more than a week. I think it's starting on May 26th, and then it's going to last up until the 4th of June, I think. So yeah, pretty short time, pretty short notice. I hope you guys have a lot saved up to get this guy to close to Rainbow 5, let's say. But we'll see. Then we have, okay, the banners for Prince of Zahard and Uruk. We also have the new bundles. We'll see what those are going to be. We never have any prior information. There's going to be for new regulars the new special guide mission 2 with the recommendation of white for some reason. And I don't know what's going to happen to already existing special guide missions, if they're going to be updated, if they're not going to be updated, which is more likely. I think a good way to do it, but I don't expect them to do it because it would be probably too, I don't know. I don't want to say smart because it's not smart. I think it's just normal, but okay. I think they could just add the condition as an or in the current ones. So if now the first one is get Revolution Bomb and 3 other SSR units or 4, whatever, then they could add an or white or other SSR units if they change those. So you should be able to complete the step 1 regardless of which one of the 2 routes you pick. That would be a good way to deal with it, but I don't expect them to do it. So just ignore what I said. I think it's never going to happen, but who knows. And then for returning regulars, we have a non-stop SSR Plus limit break summon. So if you quit some time before, you can just re-log in and you will have a non-stop SSR Plus. But you have to log in on the day of the update. If you log in now, you're going to screw it up, I think. And also if you like stop logging in now for 15 days, you're not going to have access to this one. This is written here. So it won't work. If you are thinking about stopping playing for like 15 days to then get access to this one, it's not gonna work, guys. It's not gonna work. Then we have some miscellaneous revolution skill balance adjustment only for Jinsung. That's a bit of a disappointment. There are a lot of other units that could use some reworks, but okay. We have Shinsu link level up improvements. This is the refund of materials for links below 1000. Okay, so they're going to lower the requirement for those. Then we have the adventure buff system is going to be daily and not weekly anymore, and they are telling you to use them before the update, at least the 3 weekly that we have now. Then, okay, new options for auto progress, new visual effects for alliances, fine. With the revamp of the alliance store, hopefully they add actually useful stuff, because as it is right now, it's kind of worthless. We'll see. I will cover it if it makes sense. Like if there is some stuff that is actually good, I will make sure to make a video about it. If it's just shit, I will probably just ignore it. We'll see. Or maybe briefly mention it during the live stream. We have the preset improvement for ignition weapons. I'm not sure I remember what they mean by that, but okay. We're going to show the skin if you have it selected in the display of the unit, fine, whatever. Relaxation of Emily Talk unlock condition, but we don't know, like Emily Talk was not mentioned here, so I'm not expecting it. And then we have the ranking race shop that was recently revamped. We're going to adjust the purchase limit of some products. I don't know which ones they're talking about. Okay, so that's all they have in store for us. I think it's going to be a decent update. I'm looking forward to this new green DPS unit. Hopefully she can be a nice second DPS for adventure. If she's only going to be for bossing, then that would be pretty disappointing. But the kit is a good base, so I think it's gonna end up well. We'll see. So yeah, that's all, guys. Let me know in the comments how you feel about all of this, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.